Monsieur Chocolat, titled simply Chocolat in France, where it was made, is a beguiling reminder of the ways in which comedy developed in the 20th century. The comedians who historically performed as jesters in royal courts, and later on stage in the plays where comic characters provided relief from the drama, were by the end of the 19th century mostly to be found in circuses and vaudeville. And it was from these sources that eventually many clowns became the bastions of silent screen comedy. People like Buster Keaton, Harold Lloyd, and of course Charlie Chaplin. This accomplished French film deals with the rise and fall of the first black clown, Raphael Padilla, Omar Sy. But for me, it was notable for the performance of James Thierry, who plays Tony Grice, aka Foot-It, the white clown whose partnership with Padilla's Monsieur Chocolat made them both famous. Thierry's first appearance in the film is an audition scene in which he's trying to impress Delvaux, the owner of a small, struggling circus. His resemblance to the young Chaplin is quite remarkable, and the routine he performs in which he contorts his body into all manner of shapes is hilarious, though Delvaux is unimpressed. But only after I saw the film did I discover that Thierry is in fact the grandson of the great Charlie. It's somehow wonderful that the most beloved comedian of the 20th century lives on in the work of his descendant. Roche Dizem's lavishly made biopic commences in 1897 in northern France. While Foot-It is seeking employment, Padilla, using the name Kalanka, is employed as an African savage. His role is to thoroughly frighten the small children and the audiences of country folk who presumably have never seen a black man before. Brief flashbacks to his native Cuba show that he was the son of a slave and that his father worked as a footman in the house of his white masters. When Foot-It suggests they become partners and perform a white-black comedy act together, Padilla is reluctant at first, but the early tentative routines, mostly involving Foot-It chasing Chocolat, as he's now called, around the ring, strike a chord with audiences so that even the grumpy Delvaux is impressed. Before long, the pair are headhunted by Joseph Olivier Gourmet, who runs the prestigious Nouveau Cirque in a lavish theatre in Paris. Meanwhile, the cinema, the medium where so many clowns would eventually find fame and fortune, was in its infancy, and in one scene the Lumiere brothers, Auguste and Louis, played by Denis and Bruno Podolides, arrive at the theatre to record on film the Chocolat Foot-It routine. And that's a film that survives to this day and which is shown at the very end of Zem's biography. Monsieur Chocolat is visually handsome and for the most part thoroughly entertaining. But the film acts as a reminder as to how deeply ingrained racism was in those days. The bigotry that has Chocolat frequently depicted on posters as an ape is distressing, but a reminder as to how far things have progressed in the 100 years since the death of this pioneering comedian. I'm giving the film 4 stars.